Now at 6, authorities charged 2 adults in last week's mass shooting in Kansas City. This time, the charge is second-degree murder. Plus, the Parsons, Kansas Police Department looks for funding for a cutting-edge public safety center. And high school students in Liberal, Missouri learn a lesson about impaired driving.
The 4 states' most watched news starts now.
2 more suspects are charged in connection with the Kansas City Victory Rally shooting. This time it's adults, and the charge is murder. This is KOIM News at 6. I'm Dow Quick. The 2 suspects are Lindell Mays of Raytown and Dominic Miller of Kansas City. We do not have Miller's mugshot. Authorities say the 2 men have been hospitalized since the shooting that killed 1 woman and injured 22 others. But investigators did not say whether the men had gunshot wounds or other injuries. They each face a second-degree murder charge, among other charges. Investigators believe the men did not know each other before the shooting. Authorities say gunfire erupted after an argument. The suspects are in addition to 2 juveniles arrested on gun-related and resisting arrest charges. Authorities say more charges are possible. Let's check in with Chief Meteorologist Doug Heddy for a first look at the weather.
Well, of course, it turned out to be a fantastic day for us today. Temperatures great across the region. Most of us shot into the upper 60s for highs. We're still holding into the 60s. 62 Nevada, 67 in Anderson, Bella Vista, Independence 66, Iola 60, 67 at Grand Lake. Southerly winds kind of helping our temperatures warm up a bit today. It is going to stay breezy as we go through the evening into the overnight hours tonight. But if you are getting outside, evening daylight hours starting to stretch out. We just slide back through the 60s, 50s into the mid 40s later on tonight. So not near as chilly as what we have seen. Clear skies. We are going to get some clouds in here late tonight. The beginnings of our next storm system is building out toward the west. And this is going to give us chances for thunderstorms tomorrow night. So we're going to break that down for you here in just a bit.
See you soon. Parsons, Kansas Police Department today held a discussion on the challenges facing local law enforcement. Congressman Jake LaTurner was involved in the discussion. Parsons Police Chief Robert Spinks also gave LaTurner a tour of the site of a proposed public safety center. City officials hope LaTurner can help them secure partial funding to build that cutting-edge facility.
What law enforcement officers are combating every day, whether it's fentanyl from the enormous amount that is crossing our southern border, or whether it's issues with domestic violence or drugs at large. It's important that we have law enforcement's back. I always have, and I will continue to do that.
The proposed public safety center would create a centralized location for both the Parsons Police and Fire departments. Parsons PD also broke new virtual ground today with a cutting-edge training simulator. Officer Tyler White became the first officer to test that simulator. The police department hopes the high-tech tool will enhance officer skills and readiness on the job.
A lot of issues relative to police use of force, making sure that the policing profession, evolves in a guardian mentality, not just an enforcement mentality. And maybe the best way to do that is not always with just more laws. Maybe it's about training law enforcement better.
Parsons PD used a federal grant to buy that simulator. Students at Liberal High School in Missouri got a chance to get behind the wheel and simulate impaired driving. KOIM's Amber Jenkins has more.
The Arrive Alive tour made a stop in Liberal, Missouri to show students how difficult it is to drive while impaired.
Yeah, this is a little more in depth. We use some state-of-the-art equipment to be able to, we allow the car to turn in place with the 2 pads that we have the front wheels on. And then there's a cable running from one of them back to the laptop that allows me to manipulate the level of blood alcohol content or the THC setting that they're on.
From freshmen to seniors, students got behind the wheel.
It overcorrected a lot, so if I went a little bit left, it would go super far left, and then it was just hard to know which way I was going and how much to move the steering wheel and how fast to go and stuff.
This is the first time the Arrive Alive tour stopped at Liberal High School. The school's counselor says this is a perfect learning opportunity.
And they all have the mentality of it's not going to happen to me, or I can do that. I'm a really good driver. I can be on my phone and I won't have any consequences. It'll be great.
I hit a house super easily, and it was weird. I couldn't really control at all what I was doing.
Although the students understand that this is a simulation, they understand if they do this in real life, the consequences are very realistic.
I mean, I'd probably go to jail for quite a while.
It's kind of fulfilling when you hear a kid get out of the vehicle and say, well, I'm never going to do that again.
Reporting in Liberal, Amber Jenkins, KOAM News.
That simulation is funded through grants at no cost to the school. It was all business for Allen Community College students today in Iola, Kansas. The school hosted the second annual Allen Entrepreneurship Challenge. The competition challenged Allen Community College students to present their business ideas to a group of local judges. Event organizers tried to prepare students for various business scenarios.
And so we really try to reach out to different parts of the business industry, HR and business owners and management and legal. And so we try to cover all the bases that students, when they create a business, they'll need to be thinking of.
Competition also awarded 3 prizes and cash. $750 for first place, $500 for second, $250 for third. Later in sports, the McDonald County Mustangs make some history. John has details on the girl power the school will send to the state wrestling competition. But first, a pair of elementary school teachers in Joplin have students and teachers seeing double. 2 first-year elementary school teachers in Joplin have their students and peers seeing double. KOAM's Anthony Saviello sat down with sisters Reagan and Madison Fowler to learn about their unique relationship.
Don't worry, your mind isn't playing tricks on you.
Who's older?
Me, Madison.
Madison and Reagan Fowler are twin sisters who both teach in the Joplin School District.
Maddie is my teammate, and she always will be, and it's even hard for me to describe our relationship to even my parents, because although they love their children so much, they almost don't share what Maddie and I share because they don't have a twin. So it's almost a very hard relationship to even explain.
Teaching is only the latest adventure these two have gone on.
We took all the same classes together, every single one. We went into college thinking like we didn't know what we wanted to do, but we felt like at year in, the path was paid for us from the beginning and we just had to follow it. And so we completed our classes, we graduated together, we were both cheerleaders on the same team. We were both on the same sorority. I mean, we have done everything together.
From the start, these two have been inseparable. They have created a relationship that's as special as it is rare.
We experience everything that every other person experiences individually. We experience that together. So when it comes down to as little as the trends going on, or the turning 16, driving for the first time, prom, yes, turning 18, moving to college, we have never really experienced those things by ourselves. It's always been together. So we're able to relate to each other and come back to each other.
They have their differences.
What's your favorite food?
Mexican. Oh. I'm gonna have to say Chinese.
But agree on most things.
What's your favorite animal?
Wiener dog.
It's a good thing these two teach at different schools, because having these two run amok has students and teachers raising an eyebrow at Miss Fowler.
People will call me Madison and she'll get called Reagan. And we've gotten to the point where we answer to either, because honestly it's a compliment to us at this point because I love Maddie. So if people want to think I'm Maddie, that's fine. And I asked my mom the other day, I said, do we still look alike as we get older? And she was like, oh yes. And I said, okay, good, because I get worried about it sometimes. But we all 4 look alike. So I think we just have strong genetics, and that just helped us be fraternal but identical twins.
Reporting in Joplin, Anthony Saviello, KOAM News.
It's amazing. Reagan and Madison say that matching their outfits isn't really unusual. In fact, the two try to match as often as they can. A little bit later, basketball season wraps up for some area high schools tonight. John's going to have a preview of some final matchups in just a few minutes.
Plus, mild temperatures stick around, but some thunderstorms in the forecast. We're going to look at that coming up. Well, the past couple days have turned out to be super nice. We've warmed up, upper 50s for highs yesterday, and then today we've gone into the upper 60s. It looks fantastic. A nice shot of our Cornell Arts and Entertainment Complex tower cam. We're looking at downtown Joplin. A little breezy out there, and it's going to stay a little breezy as we go through the overnight hours for us tonight. But temperature is still great. Most of us are sitting low to mid 60s. It's not going to be as cold tonight as we drop back. Fantastic evening, 63 right now. South winds at about 5 to 10. We've had gusts near 20, and we're going to continue to have some, we'll call it breezy conditions, and a little windier as we go into the daytime hours tomorrow. In fact, here's our future gust tracker. You can see those southerly winds, gusts 20, upwards of 30 at times by tomorrow evening. Winds are going to switch around now to the north on Thursday, but still breezy with gusts kind of in that 20 to 25 mile per hour range. Through the evening, we slide back through the 50s. Clear skies, but we'll get some clouds in here late tonight into the daytime hours tomorrow. Right now, pretty much clear skies. Looks good across Central Plains, but here's our next storm system building out across the western third of the country. There was even some severe weather in northern parts of California yesterday, which is very atypical. But this storm system in our pattern is the same one we had one cycle ago, about January 4th and 5th, and this time around it will give us a few scattered thunderstorms tomorrow night. All right, let me take you through time. Mid and upper level clouds increase by morning. Mostly cloudy skies through the morning, upper 60s already by noon, and once we get into the afternoon, check this out, mid 70s, 73 in Nevada, 77 in Miami, so near record highs across the region. Bentonville up to 75. All right, tomorrow night, we're going to stop at 11:30 p.m. Look at these scattered thunderstorms, a little complex trying to come together and track along and mainly north of I-44. As these storms come together, they're going to be elevated in nature, so we're not talking like tornadic thunderstorms, but we are talking ones that could produce some hail. They track across the region. Here's 1:30 in the morning, and then work out of here by the time we get into, let's say, early Thursday morning. We'll start Thursday morning with a few sprinkles. We could see a few sprinkles through the morning, and then by the afternoon, pretty nice day with temperatures sitting into the mid 60s. All right, so we actually have a low severe threat, a level 1 out of 5 across the region. This is tomorrow night, not Sunday. I forgot to change that. From 10 p.m. to 3 a.m., the main threat would be a little bit hail across the region. All right, day planner for you tomorrow, 50 to start, 65 by noon. Look at this, all the way up to 74 degrees. Now, we're going to have a lot of clouds. It's going to be breezy, but again, turning out to be a pretty good day. Scattered thunderstorms tomorrow night. A little cooler Thursday, still above normal. 64 for a high, 62 on Friday. Check out the weekend, 64 Saturday, up to 71 on Sunday, so you can actually get outside. I'm going to try to clean the back porch up, you know.
Work to do.
Yeah.
So when you finish with yours, you get to come over and do mine.
I will consider it.
Yeah, I'm sure you will. Thanks, Doug. Hey, Tipper Sealy International delivered mattresses and foundations to Ronald McDonald House of the Four States today in Joplin. The mattress company donated 19 mattresses to replace the existing ones in the house. 9 rooms will hold 2 full beds each, and the 10th room, which serves as an overnight manager's suite, holds 1 queen bed. Ronald McDonald House says its partners at Tipper Sealy help families feel at home when they need help the most. Stella had a Frontenac golfer signs to compete at the collegiate level, and McDonald County Wrestling heads to state. John Dales has those stories and a lot more up next in sports.
Throughout the week, several of our local high schools celebrate their wrestling teams by having a special send-off for athletes that qualify for the state championships. This morning, McDonald County does so and celebrates making some history. The Mustangs wrestling team sends 6 boys to the state championships in Columbia, and for the first time in school history, McDonald County will send a female wrestler to state. In fact, 3 of them. They're proud of everything they've accomplished just to get to this point and looking forward to finishing the season on a high note.
Most of what made the season special is how we made history. We broke several records this year. I know I broke the record for most wins in a season and most takedowns in a season. Angelica broke the record for most takedowns in a season. We've all broken several records this year, made it to state. We've made history, so that's made it a very, very special season. Most of our goal was to make it to the state tournament this year. Now that we've done that, our goal obviously work hard, but to have fun, to enjoy the experience.
Frontenac High School's entire student body gathers in its gym this afternoon to celebrate a classmate who will be competing at the collegiate level. Frontenac High School senior Kaylee Hensley signs with Division III Earlham College to join its golf team. Although she'll be an 11-hour car ride away from home, Hensley is excited to represent the Frontenac community in Indiana and grateful to have gained such a passion for golf in just a few years.
So I didn't start playing golf until my freshman year of high school, and freshman year I wasn't like too serious about it. It was more just something to do. I think sophomore year is when I really started to become serious about it. And my coach Joe helped me tremendously. He went from my very bad beginner swing and actually got me to like hit the ball straight.
Missouri Southern baseball concludes its long homestand this afternoon. The Lions try to extend their winning streak to 9 games against Northeastern State. As we come on the air, here's the most recent check of that score. Southern on top of the Riverhawks 7-2. The 14th ranked Lions scored all 7 of their runs in the bottom of the third. Drew Townsend homers for the second day in a row. Will Doherty hits one out as well. Now this is the Lions' last home game until next Friday. Several of our local high school basketball teams play their final regular season games tonight. In Kansas, Girard hosts Colgan. In Missouri, Carl Junction boys have senior night against Webb City. Starting in SEK, this is the game before the playoffs for both Colgan and Girard. The Lady Panthers enter the night undefeated. Girard is the only team to come within 20 points of the Colgan girls. First game between these two was decided by just 2 points. We'll have the highlights from the Trojans girls and boys senior night tonight at 9 and 10. Over in the COC, Carl Junction girls hoops beat Webb City last night. Tonight, the Bulldogs boys team tries to make it a clean sweep. That contest tips off at 7:30. Now this is not the final regular season game for either team, but it is CJ's senior night. We'll have the highlights from it at 10. That's a look at sports. We'll be back after this.
Here's a look at what's coming on KOAM News at 9 on Fox 14. A Barton County group plans to is going to meet to create a plan to preserve the more than 75 cemeteries in the county. Plus popular applesauce pouches were recently recalled for lead contamination. We're going to look at the importance of testing children for lead poisoning and how major companies are using AI to snoop on their employees. Those stories, a lot more, of course. It's coming up tonight. KOAM News at 9 on Fox 14. Hey, to be the first to see breaking news, weather, and sports, download the KOAM News app. It's available free of charge in the Apple App Store and the Google Play Store. Just search for the KOAM News app. If you didn't know better, you might think your calendar was broken, that maybe it stopped or something. But no, it is indeed February, but yes, it is also t-shirt weather out.
Yeah, it's going to actually be warmer for us tomorrow. We're going to shoot into low to mid 70s. We'll go for about 74 degrees. Some scattered thunderstorms tomorrow night. Fantastic weather all the way into the weekend. Some thunderstorms also early next week.
Thanks for joining us. We'll see you right back here for KOAM News at 10. Let's make it a great evening.